Hey, welcome back. So it's a little later, Sunday evening, and we're back here with this, with that, and a lot longer threaded rod. So on the way back from the get together, I stopped at Lowe's and picked up some threaded rod. So I think at this point we're just gonna go for a full send. Let me see if I can get this stupid water pipe out of the way. And there, get that out of there. And we're gonna lift this up, and I'm just gonna try and force it to roll down through there. I know that one trolley made it, so I think there's just some weld spatter on the track, and you know, it just is being uncooperative. So we're gonna try and encourage it without, you know, any catastrophes. So I still have the same mount from earlier around the engine to alternator mounting bracket. Let's see what we got. So we are pretty much fully raised up against the thing. Let me see if I can get the phone to sit there. Hopefully this thing don't fall on me and I die. Yeah, of course it's gonna be difficult. What can I do here? Really don't want to get under the load. You know, that's not really a good idea, but I don't see any other way of getting up there and making this thing move. Unless I go outside and grab a 2x6. And just beat the crap out of it. Alright. Let's go there, buddy. There we go. We just had to get through the rough spot, apparently. We gotta get under the muffler, so I guess that's a good sign, sort of. All right. Alright, and we still have threaded rod underneath, so that's also good. Let me put you guys back up here. Alright, so the back end is ready to put some strut on it. So I got one in. I gotta get the other side with the washer. I'm going to try lifting it up a little bit just to see if I can get it to pivot on the muffler of the diesel. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Son of a bitch. So I need to like flip the strut upside down because there's some bolts on the underside of the C-channel. And in order to clear those bolts, the strut actually has to be facing the same way. So let me bring it down here so you can see what's going on. So you see up in here, there's some bolts that are poking through. So it's not exactly making a flat surface, but if I flip the channel upside down and there's only 2 rows to go through there, there's a lot higher probability that I'm going to find a perfectly flat spot for the channel to sit on. So I can get a better spot for you to hang out here. See, I'm iPhoning, so I don't really have the Mevo with its magnetic mount right now. All right, there's one. Okay. So that's the rear mount. Get the rear mount in. We're kind of spread on our strut a little bit. I wonder if actually I need to be in a different hole. That's gonna suck after I just spent all that time screwing everything together. Can I get into another hole there? I sure can. Fudge muffin. Yeah. Well, better that I find out all these little intricacies back here before I have to like get up in the danger zone where if the thing cut loose it could maybe smush me. Hopefully I only have to go halfway on the other side before I can drop this down far enough to sneak it into the other hole. Yeah, kind of like that. There we go. Okay, so that looks level by eye. And now our strut is, our threaded rod is coming down from the ceiling pretty much parallel now, or a lot closer to parallel. So that's better there. So we definitely have to be in the second hole over for when we're up in front there. So now I'm gonna trust the winch, grab this other piece of strut and the hardware, and then I'm going to sneak my way up in front there and get fastening all that stuff. Let's see if I can get you guys in a better spot here. It's about as good as it's going to get. Nuts, washers, strut, and a whole bunch of prayers. So I'm just kind of eyeballing the height on the threaded rod here to kind of just get it close. I will dial it in later perfect with a wrench. But this is just to get this set up so that we can relax the winch and not put all of our hopes and dreams on that, I don't know, is that 1/8 inch cable or, yeah, that looks like 1/8 inch wire rope. At least it's not 1/16. Looks like we hit some glue from the barcode label on the threaded rod, and that's slowing down progress. But of course, okay. So I'm going to try and get nifty here and put this green strap around the threaded rod like so that I can pull the threaded rod closer to us so that when I lower the winch, it lands on the strut by itself, and I don't have to like be under it to guide the C-plate up front onto the strut. Alright, that's it, she's on there. Sort of. Definitely gonna have to weld something to something here, because it's not sitting level, but then again our strut isn't exactly level either. I think we're gonna raise back up because I want more clearance between the muffler and the plastic air cleaner cover. So we're going to raise back up and then lower the front down a bit because I can visually see it's high. In fact, this would be a good moment if I could find where it went. There it is. To grab the old tape measure and just, scientifically determine what our exact height is here. So it looks like, give or take 57 inches. So that's where we need to be up front for this to sort of sit more level. Okay. Get this strap back in there. Yeah, that's pretty close. Ah, that one bastard bolt. Or if I can just remove that real quick. So that bolt right there, that's like right up against. Oh, come on, man. Trying to think if there's a under. Well, that's way too heavy there, bud. Alright, may leave it like this and think on it a little bit because this rear rubber isolator is real loose and it's acting like I need something welded between them in order to square up the front and the back. And the idea is to just weld the C-channel right to the strut, but I gotta, do some finagling to get it to line up and square up because those bolts that are on the bottom there. I think the front is pretty good where it is. I think we just need to kind of find the happy place up front there, and then that should be all set. Where'd that light go? I just want to look in here real quick, see what's going on with the wiring. Yeah, that wiring should be okay. Yep. So while this was flopping around there, I was kind of concerned that maybe we put some stress on something, but it looks good. Looks like there's a little bit of slack inside there that. Oh, alright, so this is pretty much how it's going to be, I think. It's a little more offset than I was anticipating, but it is what it is. So I can't really go that much further that way without getting in the way of that conduit up there. So I think we're good. I've put enough work into this already. I can just Houdini myself in and out of this corner to do service on this stuff when it needs it. Yeah, should be good. So yeah, at this point I'm going to try and figure out if I can get the C-channel on the back there to kind of rest better on the strut. And then we'll tack weld that in, and then we'll do some final adjustment with the height and the spacing of all this. We'll get the tape measure out and plumb everything up. It still looks like it's got a downward angle because the back is squatting because it ain't sitting correct on the strut there. And I also pretty confident that we're going to need a piece of strut to go from front to back to kind of stabilize it in that axes. yeah, I think I'm gonna sit on it for an hour or two or three, or maybe just come back tomorrow. I think it's good for now. We got the winch supporting it. We got the strut under there. I doubt we're gonna have any earthquakes in the meantime, so we should be good. All right, so Tech Billy 83 coming to you from the generator shed at the Tech Stead, and we got the generator up in its final forever home. So hope you enjoyed this. I realize it wasn't the best video quality, and it didn't you know, have a good place to mount the phone, but you get the gist of it, I hope. More to come. We'll get a better camera mount set up, and you know, better lighting and everything. But yeah, like, share, and subscribe, and all that good stuff. Catch you later.